fly away.
Hey, it's Ben Snako here with another figure review. Today we have got the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Goku. What to say about this figure? I've actually had this figure for quite a few years. I got one donkeys ago, and that would be this one. You can see they're the same thing. I tried doing some adjustments on that figure to see if I could improve it, and I kind of went away from SH Figuarts for a long time, and I didn't really bother about them until I got Luffy, which I showed you in my previous review. But then I've managed to find a pretty good deal where I got Goku here, Piccolo, Sanjin, and Ace for a really, you know, I wouldn't say a decent price, but they were a lot. But you know, they were good value. I say good value. You know, the SH Figuarts are notably rare and expensive, so yeah, they weren't as cheap as I'd liked. But I got them all in the same guy, and they're all in great condition. And I've had these for quite a while actually, and just have not got around to doing my review on them. So let's get these guys onto the camera. So what's my overall opinion about these figures? What's my overall opinion about SH Figuarts is they are phenomenal. I don't think you're going to find anyone who's not going to appreciate and love these figures. If you watch any of the big name reviewers like Anthony Customs and Shortmas Prime, they all say how much they love these figures. Now Shortmas Prime even said that he's not a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, but he loves these figures. And it's understandable why. They are really good, almost exact rendition of how the characters look on the screen in the figure world. And their articulation is off the charts. The amount of accessories is off the charts. Just really are some decent figures. So let's get a quick 180 of this guy. Check out behind him. So that's what he looks like from behind. Again, really good rendition and representation of how he appears in the show. He's got his classic gi. Now, there's a different version of this. This is a San Diego Comic-Con version, which had the darker gi on, much darker orange. But I think this one is more classic to the series, because when he turns into his Super Saiyan transformation, his hair does go brighter. And they have released a normal version of Goku, which is basically the exact same body, but with the darker orange and, of course, the normal hair. I'm not going to be getting any more. In fact, I'm going to review these ones, and then they're going off. This guy, working on some details with someone who I'm talking to now, and his name is Brave, and he has his own YouTube channel, which is WeRToyBoxHero. I'll leave a link in the description below, but check out his site. He's got some great videos up there, and he seems like a very good fanatic about figures, and he's hoping to start his SH figure art collection, and I'm looking to help him do that. So I'm going to be saying goodbye to all of these. We shall see. But check him out anyway. He's a good guy. He's been very understanding, and we're trying to work out the fine point and the details of it. So anyway, enough of me rambling. God, sorry about that, guys. Let's get on to this guy. So the details. His hair looks spot on, and his face sculpt is also just absolutely bang on to the show. If you get like an image of Goku like that, just as he first transforms, where he looks up at Frieza, that looks really good. It looks just pissed off, to be honest. The sculpt in the hair is really cool, and it's going. I'm speechless at how great these figures are. Just they're not for me. I'm sad to see them go, but they're just not for me. So yeah, just all this detail in them, everything is just bang on the head. Now I don't know if it's coming over on the camera, but there is actually a bit of shading in the actual costume. It's not that noticeable. It's basically some colour differences in the actual orange. It's really minute, but the boots have some great detail. Even the soles have some great detail. Little tie. Just all in all, absolute amazing figure. No paint apps in the flesh though. That's a bit of a downfall to me. So I wish there was some more detailed paint apps in there. So it comes with a total of 3 pairs of hands, and then a single hand, and 2 extra faces. So I will go over them and show you. So we have these 2 kind of half open hands. For me, this is basically when he's about to like charge up his Kamehameha. So he holds the key in between his hands, and then, you know, there's the. So that's these ones. Now, although they have got fingernail sculpting on them, again, there's just no paint apps on these. It's a bit disappointing, although it looks like there is maybe a little bit of shading on the knuckles, but I kind of wish there was just a bit more paint apps in them. So that's his kind of like hunched hand, so to speak. And then we have the two straight flat open hands. Now these are for actually when he's like shooting his key blast, or if you want to have him flat so he's jumping off the ground doing a handstand or something, you could probably get him perched on these. So the angle of the hands is actually up, so you can get his hands, his wrists in them, and you can get them going at a good decent angle to look like he is proper shooting a key off. This one hand, which is his instant transmission hand, again some nice sculpt on the fingers. He has the fists, which again, some great detail. So my camera keeps blurring on me. Sorry guys. Again, some great detail on the fists. They look pretty cool. Again, it looks like there's a little bit of shade in there, but it's really hard. It's not really anything worth speaking of. Now, he comes with two faces. This face, which is his serious, stern face. And then this face, which is his like charging, screaming face, as they love to do in Dragon Ball Z, like scream. Now you can see quite clearly he is. There's some shading in there and some detail highlights, so that's pretty cool. I wish they kind of did that throughout the rest of the muscles and features. Okay, so to change the faces out, what you do, take the head off, put the body to one side, and then you need to pull the hair, just come straight out the front there. See, it's pegged in, but there's a big peg there. And then you pull the face out, and then you have two pegs and then a hole. Put the other one on, put the hair on, give it a nice tug or squeeze, and then you're good to go. And you have a Goku with his screaming face. Good for charging or good for his blasts. So if I put on his open hands, now these can be a bit fiddly because you see there's a hinge on the actual joint there, and sometimes when you push them in, the hinge goes up, which makes them a bit fiddly. So just be patient and be gentle, and they should go on quite easy. But they pop on quite nice and quite snug. They're actually a softer plastic. You see there's a bit of pliability in them, so that makes it a bit easier to get them on and work with them. But, you know, just a quick pose there of Goku firing off a Kamehameha in his epic face. Okay, size comparison. So Goku stands to the top of his head. We're looking at 5 3/4 inches. To the top of his hair, just under 7 inches. That is a lot of hair. A few of my regulars to come and stand for a size comparison. Marvel Legends Ultimate Captain America. Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. Marvel Legends new Superior Spider-Man, who stands next to Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo, and Cell. So as you can see, he fits him great in this scale, but maybe a bit short for Marvel Legends series. Okay, so let's go on to his articulation. The head can look up that much, down that much, and then rotate around side to side, and you have a little bit of a pivot. The neck is also in a joint, but it's very hard to move, and it's on basically a ball, so it gives you a bit further down, or you can pivot it to side to side. Now these are a separate piece, and they are actually pegged in just behind the shoulder, so they will move independently to the actual arm. The arm itself, don't know how I can show you that, has a ball that goes into the chest about where my thumb is, and then it allows you to bring the arm forward and back, plus up and down. So great range of motion there. You can also rotate the arm around 360 degree. It does look a little bit ugly there, but it's not terrible. And generally you can use this bit of shoulder pad, so to speak, to cover up wherever you wish. The arm can come out that far. Has a bicycle rotation of 360 degrees. Then it has a double bend in the elbow. Now I always thought these are not the most attractive, and they always look like they stand out a bit, as the plastic is a different colour, and not, it's good and it does look natural, but when it's straight it just looks a bit off. But anyway, you get a great range, and the way it's sculpted is it works around the muscle, which is really good. Now like I showed you, the wrists are on hinges, so you can go up that high and down that height, and you can also rotate them around 360 degrees, and you can also rotate the hand around, so you can have them into like a sword pose if you wish. The torso is very interesting. There's nothing in the upper torso, but there's like a very unique joint. I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of, if you lift it up, you can get quite a lot from it. You can get forward quite a bit, and you can go back quite a bit. And the belt hides it really well. But if I lift it up, you can see like it's in there. And that kind of like, see, it kind of lifts up and goes down to it. But you can get, when it's lifted up, you've got a great range of motion from there, from side to side, and also you can even get a rotation. Just be careful though, because the plastic feels a bit like it might snap. He has T-cut hips, kinda. They are on a hinge, so they can come down to allow for higher articulation, and they're really tight, but they can also go up to make the lines look seamless. So there's the difference between the two. That one's up and that one's down. But when it's down, a Spartan of about that, and also can help towards the splits of that. Has upper thigh rotation, but if you can see for the sculpt of the leg, it does get hindered quite a bit. So from there basically to there. Double bend in the knee, but it's kind of the shape of it, it looks a bit weird sometimes, and that peg's quite showing, so not the best, and it likes, this part likes to rub on the inside of there. With my other one, I actually sanded this part down, and it was it moved a lot easier. No boot rotation, although they are a separate piece. You have a ball in the ankle, so you can have the foot to go down to there, up to there, pivot from there to there, rotate full 360 degrees around, and then you have toe articulation, but not dramatically. Forewarning, the head sometimes does, I've had this with both of mine, the head can be a bit loose, so you might want to try the super glue trick. Just put a bit of glue on there, let it dry, then it should give you a tighter snug fit. Just be careful though, because you don't want too much, and it is a very small peg, and too much and it will snap. All in all, you can get this guy into some really great poses, along with his extra accessories, his extra hands. Really is an impressive figure. You can also get into some very iconic poses from when he teleported Cell away, and even his iconic Kamehameha pose. My overall opinion on this figure is a great figure to have and own. I am sad to see him go, but for me, just import figures just aren't where I like. My love, true love, is with Marvel Legends. I just prefer their build, their sculpt, and their flexibility for making my own. With these, you're kind of very limited to basically who they are. You can't do much with them. So for me, for their price, they're just not there for me. But if you're a fan of the series, definitely a must-have. They really are a really, truly great figure, and I'm very sad to see them go. Anyway guys, that's my review. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop me a like, please subscribe, and leave any comments that you feel you'd like to ask or inquire down below in the comment section. And as per usual, you know the routine guys, I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye bye. So what's my overall opinion about absolutely phenomenal figures? They just